Hello and welcome to another weekly market update. After a short break there, I wanted to see what things was happening, as well as have a vacation just like everybody else. In case you're wondering what was going on. 19th of July is where the market closes, what we're looking at. And here's where we look at the big picture as well as the small picture, so we can see what's going on in the economy, just generally get a heads up on things. We're in a bull market and a bear market, and align all our interests, especially our trades, accordingly. So the S&P 500 is the thing we look at as like our benchmark. And at the bottom here we've got the years, as you can see, and up here is the price. Each little up and down peg is a week of action, smoothed out for us by these averages here, 40 week, over the last 40 weeks, any given point, and over the last 70 weeks, any given point. The two major ones I look at. And the system called anyway, a brand new bull market right there, and it's said to go to cash right there. And it's kept me in cash ever since, although it's come close a couple of times to triggering that brand new bull market signal, but not quite yet. I don't have all my ticks in the boxes that the system requires to say brand new bull market. It's still got me in cash. Despite what we've been having, which was a major move forward, which is 3,000. I've been commentating for a while now that 3,000 would be an important psychological round number on the S&P 500. I think had the market not been stretched already and experiencing an up and down kind of earnings season, not to mention that we're in the two historically worst months in history, or always in history, July and August, it may have ploughed up to higher from that, but I think as we move later in the year, depending on what happens, then it could follow through. But there's no question about it, this has been very bullish action after this dip here. It's been recovering in the face of what is not amazing economic data. As I have been saying, the fundamentals behind this just aren't there. This is a purely understand this is a purely psychological trading market. But we don't get in the way of that. We go with the trend, and this important line of resistance was cleared about 2949. It stayed above it, hit 3000, come back, consolidate last week, and nothing wrong with that. The volume, everything's looking good to confirm this, but I don't yet have all the ticks in the boxes. Let's look at the short-term picture to see if we can get any further what's going on. This is an important line in the sand right here. As long as I think it can, we may well be seeing a bit of a correction this week. Got some big earnings coming out. I think as long as it stays above 2950, 60, something like that, on this step here, I think all should be well. I mean, it has been running hot. It would be nothing wrong with a cooling off period to consolidate. Just a little bit. I mean, it is looking like it's in a little bit of a downtrend right now, but that's very short term. Anything can happen in the week ahead. So watch that line carefully there. But everything else is looking fine. Let's look on some alternative areas, as I've been commentating on for a while now, which is Bitcoin and gold. If the stock market is uncertain, these two certainly aren't. Here's Bitcoin. I explained down here we had this important technical crossover here, and then an uptrend forming. We've actually got steps forming, because it's a very orderly rise here from the Bitcoin GBTC, which is an ETF for Bitcoin, which kind of levels out the volatility of the currency itself. And even though it's had this pullback, as you can see, this is still on trend and still above its 50-day moving average. And there was no harm in that happening at all. But these rises and coming down, that's to shake off, the weak money. And this rally is still very much intact, and I think still seems to be blindsiding a lot of people. Nobody seems to be picking up on this yet. I mean, there's the old highs, and then because all these people who bought here on the way down are looking to get out and sell, so that's going to keep the rise orderly, and then you can see it here. But it's looking like it's turning into another big round for Bitcoin. Gold, we've had a long-term, see that line of resistance there, about 130, breaking out above that after a multi-year line of resistance. This is a multi-year high for gold, and it's holding the high ground. It's running hot right now. but it doesn't seem to care, which is kind of a bullish sign in itself. Let's switch to here in the daily chart, and you can see there it is. This is an important breakout. It's holding the high ground, pushing higher. Still, it's going to encounter a lot of selling on the way up. It always does. But this is looking like an important move upwards for gold as well. Let's see if it can hold. So that's all for this week, and I will speak to you next time.